Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are on the planet. This is Aquila Roberts, and you listen to the Talking Football with Aquila Roberts Talking Football with Aquila Roberts podcast, distributed by LDG Sports Entertainment. Follow them on Twitter at LDG on Spotify. Shout out to the big homie Ryan, man. Once again, I'm here, man. My big bro up in here, up in this thing. And Anthony Roberts the second. Ant, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I got my booster shot today. My booster shot. Actually, that's
Okay.
F1, man. Go get that real quick.
Okay.
And yeah, so real good feeling.
Good, good. I'm glad you got the booster.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But let's dive into some of these topics, man.
Yeah.
I know we took a week off last week. Because we're grown men with real lives. You have a job, you're married, you have kids. I'm a college student, and I also have a 9 to 5. I had to do with that, so I'm off. We're back at it. But let's go into the conference title game. You feel me? Let's go into the first game first. What was the first game? Yeah. Actually, I think that whatever. And either way, Niners versus Rams. This game pretty much went how I expected it to. Jimmy Garoppolo wilted when it was time to do something, and yeah, the Rams going Super Bowl. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. I think Jimmy Garoppolo did what he did, We all knew he was gonna throw a pick or throw the ball with his eyes closed, and that's what he did. And you have assholes like idiots like Jeff Garcia, who's been trash, who's a trash quarterback, talking trash about Mina Kimes from ESPN. Mina Kimes was just stating the obvious, which everybody thought the same way. Like Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not good. You know, he's trash. He's not good. But you have people like Jeff Garcia trying to cape for him. Because Jeff Garcia realizes that Jimmy Garoppolo is probably way better than him. So he's going to cape for someone mediocre when he's been mediocre himself.
Yeah.
As a But that's what happened. They lost because of Jimmy Garoppolo. He sucks. He's not good. He throws the ball with his eyes closed. I mean, come on, give me a break. The defense carried the team. Now, I think the Niners had a realistic chance to win the game, even with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. But I think Kyle Shanahan, he got away from giving Deebo Samuel the ball in that second half, particularly that fourth quarter. He got away from giving Deebo Samuel the ball. I felt if you would have feed him a few more times, a few more screens, a few more, jet sweeps with him, a few more, touches out of the backfield, I think they could have pulled it out. But I think Kyle Shanahan cut back on the touches of Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, shoot. Pretty much what happened, man. Samuel. He was basically their offense for like the last 2 weeks or so. Basically, yeah, their offense basically just give to Debo Samuel and hope he does something. And yeah, it blew up in their face once they stopped giving it to him.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Deebo Samuel's the whole. I mean, he's the whole offense. I mean, him and Kittle. Once Kyle Shanahan stopped, giving them the ball. Once he stopped feeding them, I think that's when the game changed. But I gotta give Kyle Shanahan some kind of, I gotta give him some kind of pass because his quarterback was Jimmy Garoppolo. When it came time to pass the ball, I mean, he was relying on Jimmy Garoppolo in the fourth quarter. So that's it's tough. It's really tough because the Niners they've had mediocre quarterbacks for the past 20 years. All they had was Steve Young and Joe Montana over the past 40 years. Every other quarterback is being mediocre, including Jeff Garcia. So you know they just stuck with mediocre play at quarterback, and it's cost them Super Bowls. So the one good quarterback they had in the past 40 years besides Steve Young and Joe Montana was Colin Kaepernick. I felt it didn't work out for him there that last year, but I felt like they should have kept him, and it could have worked out well with Colin Kaepernick. But this is all they're doing. This is what they get. They got rid of Colin Kaepernick. This is what they get. They get stuck with a mediocre quarterback.
Bro, man. You said it. You said it better than I could. Yeah, man. Moving on, man. Shout out to the Rams, man. Super Bowl in their own hometown. That's crazy. I think that's back to back years that's happened. You go to Super Bowl in your own town.
I know that is right. Yeah, and you know who I was happy for about the Super Bowl? I was really happy for OBJ because I'm tired of people talking about OBJ was finished. Nah, he had another quarterback for him throwing him the ball. Oh, what's the name of that trash quarterback from Cleveland? That his name?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Bum Mayfield. Oh my goodness, how
Who
trash!
has live sports?
He's so trash. He is really trash. Like they picked him number 1 overall over Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. The GM needs to be fired. If I was a Cleveland Browns fan, oh my goodness, they had a wealth of riches, and they have a quarterback that doesn't know how to get the ball to him. Oh, he's so trash. But I'm so happy for OBJ. He left that cesspool in Cleveland, and now he's in La La Land, going to a Super Bowl while the Cleveland Browns are just crying in bed late at night because they're trash.
I think someone called Baker Mayfield Russell Wilson without any talent.
Who Baker is? He's a poor man's version of Doug Flutie. That's what he is. That's what he is.
Yeah. Honestly, Cleveland's offense has like way more talent than Doug Flutie's offense did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but I think Doug Flutie was a way better quarterback than Baker Mayfield back in the day. So, but moving on to the Bengals and the Chiefs. Yeah, man, it was really. I was in pain, man. Actually, my homeboy just haywired. My homeboy short circuited, man, in that second half. I don't know what the hell was going on, man. I have no clue what happened. He just short circuited, man. I can't explain it. I just can't explain what happened. Because it was open guys, I just can't, and in Cincinnati, they started playing that shell coverage. But instead of doing what he was doing in the first half and just checking down and doing the short plays, he kept on trying to throw, intermediate to long passes, and they're playing you that way on defense, So yeah, man, it was just, I mean, like I say, my homeboy he just short circuited.
Yeah, man. I just want to say, man, I know I try to front about it, but man, I believe in that Burrow magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When a guy just has it, he has that it factor.
Yeah.
Like for example, Beyonce can sing, but she's like the best singer of all time. She can dance, but she isn't the best dancer of all time. She has like hot hit songs, but her hit songs aren't crazy. But she just has that it factor. You feel me? Same with Rihanna. I just feel the same about Joe Burrow, man.
Yeah, Joe Burrow. Yeah.
That guy is cool as a cucumber.
He is. I mean, he's Joe Cool. He fit. He may not be the fastest, may not have the strongest arm, may not have the best accuracy, but man, when it's time to make a play, he makes a play. He is really good, man. I just can't explain it. I really just can't. And he has so much swag. I mean, you saw him last week when they asked me if those are real diamonds, and he was just like, "Man, I make too much money to wear fake diamonds." So it's nothing to say, man. Joe Burrow, he's the truth. He's the truth. And I think, going to the Super Bowl now, I think the Super Bowl is going to be really, really, really interesting because if anybody can stand up to the Rams pass rush and flex on them, I think it's Joe Burrow.
Real talk.
I think he can flex on him no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I literally could see him outplaying. I literally see him outplaying Matthew Stafford and smoking a cigar in the locker room at the end of the game.
Me too, definitely.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really close, man, to picking the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, man. So I don't know, man. It's so close, man. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
And man, honestly, I think this game is gonna come down to both team secondaries. That's what I think. Whoever's team, whichever team brings the better secondary to England next week, that's what team gonna win.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. And it's going to be a really good matchup between Jamar Chase and Jalen Ramsey. It's going to be a really, really good matchup. Although Jalen Ramsey, man, to be talking so much, yeah, I've been getting deep a lot recently over the past 2-3 years, man.
Yeah,
Talking like
for real.
and I get it, he's a big corner, so it's kind of hard for him to, work, short area quickness, turn and flip the hips because he is a big corner. But to be talking so much trash, to be getting burnt like that, man, like, you know.
Yeah, for real, man. For real.
So it's gonna be interesting, man. That's a good matchup that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that matchup. I'm looking forward to a T. Higgins, Jalen Ramsey matchup as well. That should be very interesting. I'm looking forward to an Andre Whitworth, Von Miller matchup. I think Aaron Donald's going to eat.
Wait, no. They're both on the same team.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I completely forgot. Hey, sue me.
Yeah, I thought, that's crazy. Yeah, and Andrew Wolf, I think he's like 41 years old. Like he's in the league for a minute.
I know.
Yeah.
For a long time. I pray for his health, man. Playing that position at O-line.
Yeah.
Busting your head for that long. But although he's so tall, I think he barely hits his head.
That is true. That is true.
He blocks people with all chest and all stomach. That's how he blocks you. he all chest and all stomach and all arms when he blocks you.
Definitely. Also, I said, go ahead.
Nah, so go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying, like, I also think that it's going to be. I also think that's going to be. I think whoever brings the better secondary to the SoFi Stadium next week is going to win. But I also think it's going to come down to the QBs, man. And I don't trust Matthew Stafford on a big stage at all. Go ahead.
It's going to be interesting because you got to think about this too. The coaches know one another. I mean, this is Sean McVay's understudy, who's like the head coach for the Bengals now. So all these things come into play. Like he knows Sean McVay. Sean McVay knows him. Sean McVay showed him how to be a head coach. So this is going to be an interesting matchup as far as the meeting of offense versus offense. What kind of tidbits they can give their defense to prepare for the other offense. All those things. I mean, you got the receiver matchups. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got Jamar Chase, but they got Cooper Kupp and they got OBJ. And you could argue OBJ is still a 1, but he's playing like a 2 right now because you got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the thing I like too about the Rams, and I haven't seen it that much from the Bengals, but from the Rams. If you look at a lot of the passes, if you look at a lot of catches of Cooper Kupp and OBJ, Sean McVay really schemes them open. It's the scheme where he gets them open. Obviously, they got to beat guys and get open. But for the most part, it's a lot of scheming guys open, and it's a lot of the middle of the field scheming guys open. Whereas with Bengals, with Jamar Chase, he's just beating dudes. Like Joe Cool just throwing the ball at him. Jamar Chase, just Jamar Chase and stuff. I mean, that's exactly what he's doing,
Real, man. Real. Yeah, man.
I think it's going to be a pick'em between the Rams and the Bengals, but I am going to go. Oh man, I'm gonna go with the Rams. It's gonna be Rams 35, Bengals 31. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to come down to one big play from the Rams defense.
Okay.
I mean, because I think the Rams went all in this year to get the victory. Von Miller and all. I mean, they've been going all in the past 3-4 years. I think this is the year where they win it all. So That's my pick. What's your pick?
So I have the exact situation right here. 30, 27 seconds left. Cincinnati has the ball at the Los Angeles 32. Joe Burrow is in shotgun formation. The ball is snapped. Jamar Chase just routes the hell out of Jalen Ramsey, catches the ball. Boom. Bengals win 40-32 because they go for the 2-point conversion and convert.
Ooh. So you got Jamar Chase do gritty on him.
Yeah.
I think he about to do the gritty on him 2 times. Really.
Yeah, I got him like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. Moving on. Go ahead.
Yeah, so those are our picks.
Yeah, man. Moving on, man. Moving to a more serious topic. Last week, in the middle of it seemed like well, obviously, most people said that Brian Flores got fired a little too early from the Dolphins. So he became like a pretty like hot name in coaching circles. I remember he's rumored to be the Giants, the Saints, the Broncos. Nothing really materialized. Then boom, one day last week, after the exact date, Brian Flores sued the NFL for racism and hiring practices. One of the biggest things that thought to me was he alleged that Dolphins owner Stephen Ross was paying him, allegedly trying to pay him to lose games. And if that's true, that's like the most Stephen Ross thing ever. Like he doesn't feel like he wants the Miami Dolphins to win anything. There were some other things. He said that Bill Belichick accidentally texted him congrats on the hiring after the Giants interview, but he meant to text that to Brian Daboll, and Brian Daboll hadn't even been hired yet, announced it. There's 2 other things. But most of the other one, man. What are your thoughts on the case?
Listen, I mean, easy to see what's going on in the NFL with the coaching search.
Mm-hmm.
I see it every year. I mean, but it's going to be hard to prove that they don't want to hire black people. But that's it. It's the proof. We see it with our eyes. We see it in their actions, but we can't prove it. And I think that's going to be the tough part for Brian Flores is showing proof. Yeah, you may have that text message from Bill Belichick, but that's not proof of anything. You know what I mean? I think he's going to have to find proof. And from hearing the lawyers talk, they say they have proof. I mean, we're going to see if they do or not. Yeah, it's it put it like this. The NFL is about 70% black, right? 70-80% black, the NFL. But the coaching, but the head coaches is like what 90% white. Just recently, I know a few more. I know a few more minority candidates have been hired within the past few days. But so in a league that's 75-80% black, where the head coaches are 90% white, that would be like the National Hockey League with 100% white guys playing hockey, with 80% of the coaches being black.
You know damn well that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. That's what it's like right now in the NFL. Like think about 80-90% of all the coaches in the National Hockey League being black. Think about that. That's the discrepancy that we're looking at right now, and I think it's going to be hard to prove. It's going to be hard to prove that race played a factor. I just didn't like the hit job the Dolphins did, and the hit job. Like all these insiders are saying, "Oh, he's a mad." So the whole the whole stereotypical mad black man. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, Dolphins are Dolphins. They suck. I'm a Dolphin fan. They lost the town to the Miami Heat. They lost the town to the Miami Heat. I mean, they suck. The owner for the Dolphins, Stephen Ross, idiot, doesn't know what he's doing. He's a moron. He needs to sell a team. I mean, just the fact that allegedly that he may have, tried to offer $100,000 to Brian Flores to lose games. I mean, it's a complete shit show. down in Miami. Complete shit. So, but like I said, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to to prove racism. But I'm looking forward to see. I'm looking forward to see what comes out of this case. I'm looking forward, particularly if it gets to particularly if it gets to class action status, and particularly gets to discovery. If you get to discovery in the case, then you don't know what can come out. So it'll be interesting if it ever gets there, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. I'm really interested to see what more dirt comes out of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty. Do you think it's pretty much safe to say that Brian Flores' coaching career in the NFL is over?
It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
It's over. He's coaching again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Listen, I'm pretty sure before he came out with this lawsuit, I'm pretty sure he went and talked to his wife. Hey, baby, look here. What I'm about to do, I may not be the coach no more. I'm going to be able to bring in these millions of dollars no more. So we need to tighten up these belt straps. No more about Louis, Gucci, and Fendi. Got to tighten up these belt straps because I ain't going to be getting the $1 million paychecks no more. And I'm pretty sure he went to her and told her what the deal was. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, she was about to get down. You know what I'm saying? She getting down. She back on her man. So it's gonna be interesting to see, man, what happens. But his career is over. His career is over. He's not gonna coach again. The only place I see him coaching is in college football now. That's it. I don't think he's a college football coach. So that's the only place I see him coaching is in college, and I don't see him as a college football coach. So just because of how he coached, and you heard the rumors about how he coaches. He coached hard. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I agree with you. I think his career basically is just college football now, and he doesn't really have personality being college coach.
Yeah. College, I can see him. He can't coach at no college in the deep South because there's a bunch of racist assholes in the South. I'm not saying all are racist assholes in the South. Not every single asshole in the South is racist. Just 80 to 90% of you are racist. That's all. That's all. Not all of you are racist. Just 80 to 90% of your assholes in the South are racist. So yeah, I think if he coach college again, it would have to be a school in a bigger city, or maybe his alma mater at Boston College, a Miami, a USC, or what a Cal. Cal has the whole Bay Area has a history of civil rights and everything like that. I can see him coaching at a Cal, or like a Stanford or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's done. I think it's done.
Brian Flores, hold your head, man. Hold your head.
Hold your head, B Flow. Hold your head, B Flow. Hey, I'm backing you, B Flow.
Yeah, I'm backing too, man.
Listen, man, you got the entire black community backing you, B Flow. Trust me. You doing it for the cause, man. We backing you, B Flow. B Flow, we backing you.
For real, man. For real. Moving on, man. Let's go into some of these coaching hires, man. It's been a lot of noise like last week or two. First thing I want to cover, because I have it up here. The first thing I want to cover, I guess, is Dennis Allen hired by the New Orleans Saints. They upgraded him, whatever the word is, from defensive coordinator. And I saw him in Oakland back in like 2012, 2013, and he was atrocious. I mean, they're the Raiders. What do you expect? So, I mean, that's what I can say about that. What are your thoughts on Dennis Allen?
I'm gonna be real quick with these takes on these coaches. Real quick, hot take. Real quick. I think it was a good hire. I mean, he's a good defensive coach. The players in New Orleans seems like they want to play for him, and I think in the NFL, the NFL is more of a player's game. It's more of a player's game, and it's more of a scheme up game. So if you can scheme up, Monday through Saturday, and you have the players, I think you'll be good. I think he can scheme up Monday through Saturday. If he has a good OC, I think on the defensive side he can scheme up pretty good. So I think it all comes down to the OC and what quarterback they have. Those are the two main things: the quarterback and who the OC is going to be. But I think that's a good hire retaining him. I think he's good. Um, the what are your thoughts on that?
It's not splashy. It's not splashy hire. It's gonna be okay hire, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing. I think next year, once Mike McCarthy gets ran out of town with pitchforks, I think the Cowboys are definitely gonna be hiring Sean Payton. Sean Payton.
Man, they're gonna throw everything, man. They even probably 20% of the franchise.
For real. Yeah, for real. Nah, for real. They really might give him like ownership equity in the team. For real.
Oh yeah.
But, moving on from that, let's go to the city you live in, the Big Apple. The Giants they signed. They got that guy the guy you say you love. That Buffalo Bills OC Brian Daboll, man. What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, like I told you before, players, games. He had Josh Allen. Josh Allen was a player. Now, has Josh Allen improved from his first and second year to now? You're damn right. Well, he has. But I think most of it is along the lines of Josh Allen was the one who put in the work to do what he had to do, and Brian Daboll just kind of didn't ride his coattails. But when you have a player like Josh Allen who wants to get better, who has become better, it's kind of easy to call a game. It's always easy to call a game in the NFL when you got the players. Let me see you call a game with the Detroit Lions roster. Let me see you call a game with the Atlanta Falcons roster. Let me see you call a game, you know what I'm saying, with the Jets roster. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how he is, I mean, he went through the whole, Nick Saban, washing machine where every fired coach goes to Alabama for a year and comes back out, sparkling brand new. He's coached the Dolphins. He used to coach for the Browns. He was shitty. He was shitty with us. He wasn't good. So I'm expecting him to be shitty too. He just had a player in Josh Allen, and the Giants only hired him because they feel like Daniel Jones may be some kind of Josh Allen, but he's a mediocre quarterback, dude. He has like 40 turnovers. He literally has like 40 turnovers in the past, I think, 4 years. He's atrocious. He's terrible. So
yeah, Jones only in the league for 3 years, like 2 years.
He has 40 turnovers. He's terrible. He's atrocious. He's not good. You can't turn the ball over at quarterback. Like, moving on. So they hired Daboll to fix him, but I think it's going to be a complete wash. I think Daboll's going to be there. I think for 4 years. You have this year, then you have next year when they realize they can't win with Daniel Jones. Then you have the third year where he drafts his own quarterback. Then you have that fourth year where they see some development with the quarterback. So by the fourth year, they're going to see, okay, with this new quarterback we have, let's see what we have. You know what I mean? So wouldn't it be great, though, if that quarterback, well, I was going to say 4 years. It would have to be 5 years from now. Well, it could be 4 years from now. Would be one of the young Manning, Cooper Manning's son.
4 years from now, 4 years from now, in Brian Daboll's fourth year, Arch Manning will be his third year of college.
Oh, be okay. Gotcha. Be a third year of college. Okay. Well, so yeah, but yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how he's gonna do. I mean, we just gonna see. I mean, I don't know, man. A lot of these teams are hiring these OC / quarterback guys who aren't the best. I mean, the Vikings hired Kevin O'Connell. The Broncos hired the Packers QB coach / OC, I guess. Dolphins, we hired the QB coach / OC for the 49ers.
Terrible hire.
Terrible hire. I mean,
how the hell are you gonna look at Jimmy Garoppolo and say, "Yeah, I want to hire the guy that's coaching him"?
Yeah, when I watch the 49ers offense play, I don't say, "Man, they're calling some spectacular plays." I watch the 49ers offense and say, "Man, they're trying to hide their quarterback." Like, that's what I see. Like, it's a terrible. I'm willing to give the guy from the Dolphins. I'm willing to give him a little nudge and see where it goes. But That Broncos hire is terrible. I think that I can check him. I can check him off right now. I can let you know right now. I call it the Adam Gase syndrome. When you were OC or a quarterback, and you're around like a really good quarterback who's like one of the best all time, there ain't much you got to do. When you have an all time great, you ain't got to do much when you got Peyton Manning as your quarterback. You ain't got to do much when you got Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. You ain't got to do much when you got Pat Mahomes as your quarterback. Like, those guys are going to make plays. Like, you know what I mean? So I call him Adam Gase. Adam Gase had Peyton Manning as an OC, and Peyton Manning passed 50 touchdowns. Then he went to Chicago, had one good year with Jay Cutler. And they thought, oh, you know what? He's a quarterback whisperer because Peyton Manning passed 50 touchdowns, and Jay Cutler had 30 touchdowns. He's a quarterback whisperer. No, he had an all-time great quarterback, and he had a serviceable, good Pro Bowl quarterback. He's not a good coach. So I call these guys who I'm going to say, I call these guys Adam Gase candidates, which means they're going to be fired within the next 2 or 3 years because they had a good quarterback. So the first one, I don't even know the guy's name for the Broncos. He's going to get fired in 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to mark him off. Broncos guy's going to get fired. Kevin O'Connell from the Vikings, he's going to get fired in 2 or 3 years. Because you know why? Because they have Kurt, your favorite cousin, playing quarterback. That's why. He's mediocre. They have a team, the Minnesota Vikings have a team that's built to win now, but their quarterback is not built to win now. So it's not going to work. And there ain't no quarterbacks in this year's draft or next year's draft who can change that unless they just come up in free agency, something. So Vikings fired. Broncos, I mean, give me a break. Oh, he did a good job fixing Aaron. Aaron Rodgers didn't need to be fixed. Like, give me a break. He was Aaron Rodgers. Lovie Smith, my goodness. Seriously. I mean, the Houston Texans are just finding any old black guy and just giving them $25 million. They're just finding any old black guy. Oh, let's hire the black guy so they can take a fall. That's all they're doing. I mean, they gave David Culley a $22 million cushiony parachute to fire him for 1 year. I'm pretty sure Lovie Smith is going to get about $25-30 million on a 1 year deal when they fire him at the end of the season. Like, I like Lovie Smith. I think he's a good defensive coach. But I think he's a good head coach too as well. I just think, though, this job isn't for him. He needs a quarterback because he's more of a defensive coach. I think he needs a good quarterback. So yeah, I think Lovie Smith's going to be out in 2-3 years. So you can X him out. The Jags hired Doug Peterson when you had Byron Leftwich right in your backfield. Right in your backfield.
That was a terrible hire.
Dumb hire. A really, 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 really dumb hire. But at the same time, you have to realize where Jacksonville is and what the population is. It's a bunch of racist people down there. So nobody realized this, but the GM says it was an article back when Byron Leftwich played, written by I forgot who the columnist was, but he wrote along the lines of saying the GM at the time had Quinn Gray, David Gerard, and Byron Leftwich as the quarterbacks in the team because he knew the first sign of Byron Leftwich messing up, they would have wanted to put in the mediocre white boy. Whoever the backup quarterback was, they would have wanted to put in the mediocre white boy. So by having 2 black backup quarterbacks, it kind of was just like, well, shit, let's just stick with him because we ain't got no mediocre white boy to put in. Those are just the facts. I mean, there's an article based around that. I mean, we all know Jacksonville, Northern Florida. You know, I mean, you know, Northern Florida is more of the South. Miami is more of a cosmopolitan. I think from Orlando on down, you know, you kind of get the picture. You're from Miami. I'm from Miami. We're from Florida. So we know why Doug Peterson got the job. But Byron Leftwich should have got the job. But I think Doug Peterson's going to get fired because apparently he, you know, in the whole Philly thing, he really wasn't a big fan of Carson Wentz like that. Turn the ball over, whatnot. The whole fight with Jalen Hurts, you know, the whole thing like that. So it is what it is. The Bears hired the coach DC. Listen, I watch Hard Knocks, the in-season version, which, by the way, they need to get rid of that shit. It's done. Hard Knocks is done. Like you keep on regurgitating these stuff. Everybody is like, it's so vanilla. Like We need somebody good. We need someone good to do this. But I, I don't see him doing anything. I wasn't impressed by him as a DC because he had players. You know what I mean? He had an all-pro middle linebacker. He had an all-pro defensive line, like all these different things. You know what I mean? I don't see him scheming it up and doing stuff. So yeah, I think he's going to be fired in like 3 years too as well from the Bears. I think Doug Peterson, maybe 4 years, he's going to be fired. The Dolphins coach, I don't know, man. I want to see what he does. I'm going to give him 3-4 years, and he may get fired. Well, 3 years, he may get fired. Which brings me to Josh McDaniel. My goodness.
Oh, damn, that was bad. That was bad hire.
I heard it was almost a revolt. I heard it was almost a revolution inside the Raiders locker room over the past week once they hired him. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, to be totally honest, are we sure he even took the job and he reneged on it like how he did the Indianapolis Colts?
Yeah, for real.
I mean, come on, bro. So, I mean, that's how I feel about the coaching hires. Not just that, some of those guys I just named, some of the new guys, for the Vikings, the Dolphins, those guys are all under the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan tree. So if you look at that tree, if you look at Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, that's 2 coaches. Then they have 4 other coaches underneath that tree. You got the Chargers, you got the Vikings, you got the Dolphins, and you got the Bengals. The fact of the matter is the odds are going to say you have Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. We're going to say those are good coaches. The Chargers, Vikings, Dolphins, and Bengals, odds are going to say that three out of those coaches are going to fail because all those coaches can't be good. If you look at all the trees, all the great time head coaches, there's a lot of misses. Bill Belichick has had a lot of misses. There's only been one good coach on the Bill Belichick tree, and he's currently suing the NFL for racism. So
that is crazy. That's really true. You think about it. That is true.
Think about that. Run to Bill Belichick for his coaching staff to see how good they can coach. It's only been one successful one, and he's currently suing the NFL. So think about that. So if it stands to say if Bill Belichick can only have 1 to 2 maybe coaches, Chargers, Vikings, Dolphins, and Bengals are in a world of trouble because 3 out of them 4 about to get fired in the next 3 or 4 years. I mean, and it's just the facts, just the facts of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, and for me, I think these 4 coaches who I'm about to say were left out. I want to end our talk today on these 4 coaches being left out. Well, I think we've done a good job, and they're Black coaches. Brian Leftwich, the past 2 years with Tom Brady, and I get it, players played, but you see how him and Brady work together. He worked together with a veteran quarterback. Brady, what do you want to do? What do you want to run? You want to go for this? What do you want to do this? You want to do that? You see this. You're working with a veteran quarterback, working with an all-time great. And granted, you don't have much to do, but trust me, it ain't easy coaching. It ain't easy coaching an all-time great quarterback. You know what I mean? So I think Brian Leftwich should have got a job. I think Jim Caldwell got fired from the Lions, having a winning record. They fired him, and they hired a Bill Belichick pencil on his ear like this, the pencil guy. Terrible hire.
Yeah.
Jim Caldwell deserves to have a job because he got fired prematurely. He was a good coach. I think Eric Bieniemy. Listen, Eric Bieniemy is still looking for a head coaching job, and Doug Peterson is on his second job. Eric Bieniemy, let this sink in. Eric Bieniemy hasn't even had his first job yet, and Doug Peterson is already on his second. Think about that. Already on his second, and the OC for the KC hasn't even gotten his first. So think about that. Eric Bieniemy, I think so. And then I think the 4th guy who I think should get a really good look, I think, is DeMeco Ryan from the 49ers. He played in the league. He's a young guy. I like the way how he kept the 49ers defense afloat after Robert Saleh. So, I think those 4 guys, I think those are the 4 guys I think will work. One of the things I would say to Nico Ryan, where they may crucify him for it, saying, "Oh, well, he's a defensive coach. You want an offensive-minded coach." They love to play them games with the black coaches. Oh, we want an offensive mind, so let's go with the white boy. Let's go. Come on, give me a break, bro. Come on, pick the coach. Pick a good coach. We want a leader of men. A leader of men. That's what we want. And those four guys, I think, could be leader of men. You don't want to be like the Miami Dolphins and not hire Mike Tomlin because he's too hip hop. That's what the GM and the president of Miami Dolphins said at the time. We don't want Mike Tomlin because he's too hip hop, and we hired Cam Cameron.
That's the most racist shit I ever heard. You know, hire him because he's too hip hop.
He's too hip hop. We didn't hire him because he's too hip hop. Think about that.
That's crazy.
Mike Tomlin, Miami Dolphins, too hip hop. But I bet you what, he's getting the last laugh. 2 Super Bowls and 15 years later. Meanwhile, that head coach, that GM, all those guys are fired out of the league.
Last time I heard from Cam Cameron, I think wasn't like the coordinator for the Ravens something?
Nah, he's on.
What?
He's not. He's not a coordinator for the Ravens. Nah.
I remember he was at one point, but and I think he coached Alabama too at one point, either Alabama or LSU at one point.
I don't know. We have to double check. You have to double check. Let me take a look really quick. I'll take a look. Let me see. Cam Cameron. Good old Cam Cameron. When he picked Ted Ginn in the first round, he's going to give us good return ability. Like, you don't pick a wide receiver in the top 10 to return punts and return kickoff. And granted, Ted Ginn turned out to have a nice little career. Ted Ginn, looking back on it, he had a pretty good career.
He did pick for a long time.
Yeah, he got picked a little bit too high for his career, but he had a pretty good career. If he would have got picked between 15 to 30 for his career, that would have been like, man, he had a pretty good career. If you look at his pick, if you look at his stats, he's had a pretty good career. But let me go to Cam Cameron. Let me see where he coached at before we get up out of here. Let's see here. So he was he was the OC for the Baltimore Ravens from 2008 to 2012. He's out of the league now. He's not coaching anymore.
Okay. Going back to the coaches though, the hires that you went through. Okay, before we got here, the 2 hires I think that might be able to work. First I want to say I think Minnesota's hire is. I don't think Kevin O'Connell is knocking out of the front hire. I think he's decent. He has a chance to be good. It depends on the situation.
Okay.
The Broncos hired, same thing. I think the Broncos hired. I think the Broncos roster is okay, like pretty good. But they need to get hands on the shooting situation.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers said that he doesn't want to talk about a rebuilding team. So he's probably headed to free agency this year. And they're saying that Denver's looking like a really good man spot. So if they get A-Rod, that's going to be really interesting.
That will be interesting. Oh, okay. I can see that. I can see that happening. I can see that happening because I think Aaron Rodgers has at least I think he has at least 3 or 4 more years. I think he has at least 3 or 4 more years in him of good quarterback play. Yeah. I would say. So yeah, that would be really cool if that happened. I think anybody with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, think about it this way: the Broncos would not have fired their coach this year if they would have been able to trade for Aaron Rodgers last offseason. Think about that. That shows you how much of a quarterback-driven league this is. If they had a quarterback, Vic Fangio would have not gotten fired. Old conservative Vic Fangio when he didn't go for it on 4th day. Remember I told you about that? I think it was like 3 or 4 podcasts ago in the regular season where they were playing the Chiefs in Denver, and they were down by a touchdown with like 2 minutes left. it was like fourth and 2 on like the 30-yard line. Instead of going for it, like he kicked the field goal and made it a 4-point game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pat Mahomes got the ball back and just drained the clock out. Like, dude, you have no balls. You have no balls. You kicked a field goal on Pat Mahomes. You have no balls, Vic Fangio. So you know what? Granted, he is the kind of coach that would make Aaron Rodgers play conservative. Like, oh no, Aaron Rodgers, check the ball down. Check the ball down.
That's crazy.
Those are the kind of coaches who will put seatbelts on Pat Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Peyton Manning. They will put seatbelts on them, which is the worst thing you can ever do for quarterbacks of that nature. It's the worst thing you can do.
That's funny. Like, first off, why did you kick that field goal? Secondly, did you really expect to stop Pat Mahomes?
They really thought so.
That's crazy.
It is Vic Fangio. He has no balls.
That's crazy. And you know what's crazy? Speaking of the whole Brian Flores thing and all that stuff, all Vic Fangio has to do is go to like a team, to like go to some team like the Titans or something next year for like 2 years, and he's gonna be right back in 2 years. Gonna be right back with another head coaching job.
I don't think so. I don't think so because this was his first head coaching job, and he's already an older guy, and people saw how he coached. He coached really scared. He coached really, really scared. So people saw how he coached and they realized like he's a defensive guy. He's very conservative, So yeah, I think this was his one last shot to be a coach. There's certain guys. There are certain guys who only get one chance at it and coach, and that's it. Vic Fangio was one of those guys. Brian Billick is another one of those guys. One coaching thing, and then that's it. So yeah,
that's crazy. Wait, yeah, Brian Billick was an offensive coach, and his offensive sucked.
I know.
That's crazy.
And he won the Super Bowl, and still nobody was just like, we're not going to hire this
guy. Dude, you drafted Kyle Bowler.
But here's the thing, though. Yeah, you're an offensive coach. But he was an offensive coach. Guess where he came from? He came from that record-setting Minnesota Vikings teams with Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. So was he a good coach, or did he just have Randy Moss? Just pull the top.
Did he just have Randy Moss and Chris Carter?
That's exactly. And a prime Devontae Culpepper.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's it, man. That's all I got. You know what I mean? That's all I got.
Yeah, man. For real, man. So before we get out of here, man, you got anything you want to say, man? You want to shout out anybody?
Nah, I got nothing to say, man. Just thanks, thanks for coming me, thanks for welcoming me on. I enjoy doing this, pretty cool, I like talking, getting out these hot takes, hitting this hot fire,
Yeah, man.
Also, if anybody's out there in that crypto, if anybody out there in that crypto world, you know what I mean, take a look at Evergrow Coin. Evergrow Coin. I'm part of the Evergrow army. Evergrow Coin. We got Creator coming out. We got the NFT marketplace coming out. You got to have that. You got to have that exchange, the Evergrow exchange, the Evergrow wallet. We're gonna have that tokenomics. Our CEO Sam. We just had our AMA. When was it? On Sunday. We had an AMA on Sunday. Take a look at the Evergrow Coin. Gives back reflections in that BUSD. And that Binance Peg BUSD. It's arguably the best reflections token on the market with that and SafeMoon. They've given out, over $33 million already with reflections Evergrow Coin. So everybody take a look for Evergrow Coin. I can tell you people right now, when Creator comes out, Creator is going to be a social media platform tied in with YouTube, tied in with OnlyFans, tied in with Patreon, whatever it's called. And you're going to be able to use crypto, or you can use fiat for payments. Take a look at Creator. Creator is going to be the biggest social media platform in the world. Trust me. And you laughing right now, bro. You laughing right now. In 3 years, me and you going to be on a PJ going to the Maldives, and you're going to be like, Evergrow Coin, huh? It's Evergrow Coin, huh? Oh, okay, Evergrow Coin, huh? Okay. I can see you doing that. That's going to be you. on our PJ to the Maldives. Evergrow coin, huh? Okay. I'm just saying, Evergrow coin.
Hey man, ever, hey bro, Evergrow coin man, they need to give you a chain, bro.
Evergrow coin, but I'm telling you, man, I don't like to brag in that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a low key crypto whale. I don't like to brag. I'm a low key crypto whale.
Yeah,
With
bro.
Evergrow.
Like you need to get you need to get a Evergrow coin net tattoo.
You saying that now? You saying that now? Till you pull up in a Bentley on Miami Beach. Don't worry though. This Evergrow coin. This is a long time investment. This is a long investment. This isn't like a money grab, a rug pull. This is a long term investment. This Evergrow coin. So, I mean, for you, take a look at it yourself. Take a look at Crater. I'm telling you, it's going to be big. It's going to be really, really big. For me, my goal is to retire by 45 with this crypto game. So, people call crypto funny money, but listen, I think crypto is the financial revolution for marginalized people with finances. I think crypto is the evening of the playing field. If you know how to do it, if you know how to invest, if you follow the right people, if you believe in a project. So I think this is an evening playing field. Why do you think governments, why do you think banks want to get rid of it? Why do you think they say, oh, nah, that's funny money? Because they see the revolution happening. We're tired of getting 1% interest a year on $1,000 invested in a bank when I can take that $1,000 and put it in crypto in 2 weeks, come back with 50 grand. We're tired of that. We're tired of that 1%. I want to take $1,000 and put it in Evergrow coin, and next week I had 20 grand. Or I want to take $1,000 and put it in SHIB, and have 17 grand the week after. Stuff like that. So it's all about taking your own financial power in your hand, and So yeah, Evergrow coin. That's all I can say. Creator coming out. We got the Creator coming out. We got the Evergrow wallet. We got the Evergrow exchange. We got the Evergrow NFT lending. We got all these things coming out. So it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. And listen, listeners. Listen to this, listeners. You see my bro right here laughing at me right now. He's gonna have his ass on my private jet seat in about 4 or 5 years, smiling, talking about Evergrow coin. My brother was right. You know he is.
Bro, I'm laughing because no, the funny part is that I see, but every time I see you on Twitter, because I have my notifications turned on for you, so I see every time you tweet something. If like the last 3 months, all you tweet is Evergrow coin, bro.
I'm a big believer. Man. I'm a big believer. And I got in pretty early on the coin. So I got in pretty early. So I'm doing really well, man, and the next 3 months, we just had a partnership with SafeMoon. So, the next 3 months, man, listen, it's gonna be amazing. Listen, it's gonna be amazing. Trust me. But that's all I got. That's all I got. Evergrow coin.
Hey, bro. Is Evergrow coin on Coinbase? Where can I buy that?
You gotta go to Pancake Swap. So you can go to evergrowcoin.com.
Yeah.
And then follow where it says buy. And you have to have a trust wallet or like a metaverse wallet or something like that so you can get the coin. So you can do it that way, or you can buy it at a Pancake Swap, or you can also swap it too on the SafeMoon exchange, which is the partnership that we got right now with SafeMoon. And the SafeMoon army is ridiculous. They are super really into it. I mean, SafeMoon has over 1 million holders. So yeah, SafeMoon's huge.
Yeah.
So Pancake Swap, go to evergrowcoin.com, go to Evergrow, the Evergrow coin on Twitter. Join the Reddit page for Evergrow Coin. But I'm on Reddit, the Evergrow Coin Army. Crypto. So yeah, man. It's the financial revolution, man. The financial revolution.
Yeah, so I got a question for you, right? What's it called? So in like 2 years, right? Like no, I'll say for 2 years. Actually, my first question is you talking on this, but I don't know. Do you have any skin in the game? How much Evergrow coin do you own?
Listen, I don't want to talk about my bag right now. When you talk about your bag publicly, you open yourself up to being fraudulently hacked, or people identifying how much money you have. So I don't want to talk about that right now. Just know that I got in on it early, very, very, very early. So my bag, I have a nice size bag for reflections. Once the volume pick up, I can retire. If the volume picks up within the year, I can retire.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't, you never talk about your bag, publicly for reasons like that. You don't want to get hacked, or you don't want people to know. Oh, you know what I mean? That's the thing about cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, you can hide your wealth. Nobody really knows how much money you have. So by me just saying that I'm a crypto whale, that kind of explains, okay, he must have a considerable position and with an Evergrow. So, but yeah, it's the coin's doing really well for me. I'm getting some good reflections, and I'm just re-upping. Whatever reflections I get, I just reinvest that reflections back into the coin until I get to where I want to be. So yeah, man, all about diversifying your portfolio, man. I had any stocks. I have it across, a vast portfolio of other cryptos. But I think I'm very bullish though on Evergrow Coin. I'm very, very bullish on Evergrow Coin.
So you all in on Evergrow?
Very bullish, very bullish, very, very bullish.
You need to get like an Evergrow coin chain, bro. Yeah, they didn't give you a chain.
Listen, man. When I retire with Evergrow Coin, me and the wife, we're gonna be right here. What that say right here? What that say?
I can't see the thing. Oh, what's it called? Exuma?
Yeah, Little Exuma.
Mm-hmm.
Tropical Cancer Beach. That's where we're gonna be.
Nice, man. Nice. Getting that bag, man. Yeah,
Getting that bag, man. Getting that bag. You gotta secure the bag, man. You gotta secure the bag.
By any means.
You get that passive income, man. You get that passive income. What Jay-Z said. What Jay-Z said, so I got the keys. What he said, every night another bag coming. Yeah, you gotta have the bag coming. Every night another bag coming. So
yeah, pretty much it, man. Target football with Tequila Roberts, guys. That was the episode for today, guys. Shout out to my distributors, LEG Sports Entertainment. Follow them on Twitter at LDG on Spotify. Shout out to the big homie Ryan. Follow me on Twitter at Aquila Roberts. Follow the podcast on Twitter at Talkin' FB Pod. Follow Ant on Twitter at Anthony A. Roberts. Follow me on Instagram at Kilo Roberts. Basically at Kilo Roberts without the A. And then you can follow actually at his IG is private, so yeah, don't follow him.
Yes, yeah, I got my babies on there, man. I don't want nobody dealing with my baby. I got my babies on there. Yeah, I'm gonna get a business, but I'm gonna get a business Instagram page though for stuff like this.
Yep. And yeah, man, pretty much it, man. So once again, talk football with Tequila Roberts. LDG on Spotify. Peace out, y'all. Stay blessed.